Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and we are back with the top 4. This is the semifinal round of the Reddit Wholesome 100 Big Chungus Keanu Reeves non-meta tournament. I am joined
I'm
as
ready.
ever by the one,
Enthusiasm.
the only, Hardleg Gaming.
Ah!
Oh geez, you're really making a lot of extra work from me when I have to normalize these sound levels.
You're welcome.
I
I'm trying to be
appreciate it.
excited. I'm trying to get hype for the top 4. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it.
For what it's worth, there's actually some stuff to be hype about. We have commentated a significant amount of rounds with a bunch of really cool decks, and this match, despite the fact that these are decks you probably have heard of, is no different. We've got Thunder Dragon versus Hero, and the Thunder Dragon deck is
There are a bunch of Nemesis cards.
yeah, it's
Not
interesting.
a bunch of them, but enough of them to make it. And it looks like they have Simorg of Darkness.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
The hero deck is completely heads up. Nothing really shocking going on. Unlike the last hero deck, I actually like the ratios. The extra deck makes sense. And it might be the same person, in which case I will go out and edit this commentary afterwards. In fact, it is. Just a heads up to future Joseph. Don't look like an idiot. The Thunder Dragon deck is, like most of the Thunder Dragon decks we've cast so far, a Chaos Thunder Dragon variant. Aims to make really powerful link bosses and flex really strong cards like Chaos Dragon Levianeer, but it's doing so with some of the cards that people thought were going to break Colossus specifically. The Nemesis cards are really good at summoning themselves from the hand, recurring advantage based on cards that are in the graveyard and banished, and in the case of Arch Nemesis Protoss, I think also being a floodgate. Finally, the last thing this deck is on, as you pointed out, is a way to make Reproducus hit something at its link to be a winged beast, and then at end step activate the effect of Simorg Bird of Sovereignty for Simorg of Darkness. Just straight up Simorg of Darkness. And I
Can
hope
negate
that's good
spell
enough.
traps.
Yeah, it's something.
Which, I mean, I guess in this simplified format where they've banned a lot of the really strong negate cards, having a spell trap negate, pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, you see, this person was likely contending with Thunder Dragon Fusion and Chaos Space all tournament. Must have been nice to have a way to prevent those from resolving.
Yeah.
The hero player, I mean, here is just going through the motions.
Yeah. It's like, I've not really played very many heroes, but even I know this. It's like, you get Ferris, go into the thing, get a polymerization.
You know, it's lucky that this deck was never super popular, because this is as mind-numbing as, like, needle fiber into Martial Metal Marcher setups. It's just the exact same, no interaction, we're just doing the play.
Do it all day, time to make the extra link.
Yeah. So, notably, you are afforded a lot of flexibility if you open Ferris specifically, because you don't have to spend your normal summon on Stratos finding Ferris. That means if you perform your searches in a certain order, you can use your normal summon on Liquid Soldier, summoning back a Shadow Mist that you pitched for Ferris's effect and neglected to use the effect of. This gets you access to a Mask Change, which, in a format full of decks like Thunder Dragon, is... I mean, it's okay. It's not fantastic, because, of course, they do get their effects when they're banished, but most of the Chaos stuff needs things engraved, so...
So you turn off at least half of their deck, which might explain how he got this far. It's a very anti-meta kind of pick.
It's weird. It looks like what's ended up happening is Chaos Thunder Dragon is so clearly an outlier in terms of the power level of the format, and the other deck that has a high representation in top 8 and top 4 is the anti-meta deck for this specifically. Hero has the ability to walk over Rogue with stuff like Malicious Bane, but they also have the ability to play this like weird stun type of gameplay where they recur Dark Law a couple of times against opponents who need their graveyard.
Exactly. And of course, just the fact that, like, the Titan has pretty beefy attack, but the fact that you can always search Honesty Neos kind of gives you the ability to walk over those big chunguses like that.
Yep. It also really works exactly the way you want. Your opponent is going to be trying to trigger the effect of Titan, but of course it can miss timing. So as long as you have things that you can chain to the effect of Titan, you'll never have to worry about it. And let me tell you, Hero playing Mask Change, playing Honest Neos, it is never going to run into those problems. You're seeing the
Ooh, and
Wonder
he's
Driver open here as well, which is a personal favorite of mine. You recur the mask change by summoning a fusion monster at link points, so you can get 2 Dark Claws.
whoa, that's twice as good as one.
And the pass. Alright, well,
Yeah,
sometimes Dark
wow.
Law is Dark Law.
I was just gonna say I wasn't sure if it was the right move to hit the infinite impermanence on the battery man, but shows what I know.
Yeah, Battery Man Solar is just so absolutely powerful if there's a Dark Law on the field. It just sends from deck to banished zone, Thunder Dragon Dark, or Thunder Dragon Dark or Thunder Dragon Roar. You don't want that to happen.
All right, so we're seeing the.
Yep.
Oh, and there comes the Anki, so I think he's probably going for game.
This is absolutely game. Haven't used the normal summon. We can normal the Stratos, use its effect, and yep, that's going to prompt the concession.
Well, infinite impermanence. What can you do? He drew infinite impermanence.
For what it's worth, that was like a 2% hand for Thunder Dragon. It was just terrible. This one is much better, you know? We've got a Lupine, and if that fails to resolve, or when that fails to resolve, we've got a Chaos Space to get things going.
Yeah, but he's cited in the super polymerization.
Whoa, this is interesting, and it looks like the Thunder Dragon player has elected to go second. Says, what am I even gonna set up? You know, it's not like there's a ton of negates available to them. They'd be making a defense position Thunder Dragon Titan and passing, you know? So they say, go for it, you know? I could pick apart boards as good as anyone else. I just have to actually do it.
But I hope you don't get Dark Law. Oh, wait.
So, while getting Darklord is hilarious and also extremely bad, it's not terrible in this scenario where it looks like their only play is the Dark Law. They have no access to really any kind of combo setup, and they're at 4,000 life points because they led with the Hero Lives.
Gotcha.
Ooh, and this is clever too.
Yep,
they're going to pitch
dark.
So we've got one engrave before the mist comes down.
And of course, I'm not sure how many. I guess they're all quick effects, so he could just in his own standby phase. Oh no! Either way, he gets to activate first in the main phase.
Right.
Okay.
So they're thinking real quick. Allure is going to be met with mask change, unsurprising. But Darklaw is way less impressive when you don't have a searched Honesty Neos because it only has 2,400 attack.
He's going to be able to find a way to beat over it fairly easily, I'd imagine.
And this is funny. With a handful of Thunder Dragons, they go for Black Dragon Collapse Serpent as the banished target. And I think you're going to find out why exactly they did that in a second. Darklaw now resolving alongside Shadow Mist. Let's see what we roll. About half the hand is good for the Thunder Dragon player. Thunder Dragon itself is actually probably the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, miserable.
Discard. Okay, so he could have still activated that either way, though.
Alright, so there's Chaos Valkyria. You can summon this by banishing a dark monster from the grave, and thank God we sent the Thunder Dragon Dark at the end of last turn. We'll activate that effect after it's been banished. And get from deck, I'd imagine probably a Roar, despite us having one in hand. No, a Hawk. Oh, right, I'm mixing up my, my Thunder Dragons here.
At least you know what they are, I do not.
So Thunder Dragon Hawk... We'll bring back Thunder Dragon. Okay, sure.
Sure, whatever, man.
And down comes Cerberus.
Oh, just, okay, that's one way to deal with it.
So this is going to be interesting. You can chain block the Cerberus, I believe? No, you can't. But you will have to expend one of these infinite impermanences on it, and discarding the Thunder Dragon Roar is probably enough. Oh yeah, you can chain block it with Valk. Man, I am just getting owned today.
Quite all right. You made it this far. You've got other talents. You'll be able to survive one way or another.
All right, looks like we're going to banish the Arch Nemesis Protoss. Now,
Oh.
this is a card that people were tinkering with when Nemesis were first spoiled, and they found out Reproducus combos that enable this. But by banishing 3 monsters with different attributes from your graveyard and face-up field, you can summon this card, and then you can declare a monster attribute on the field, pop everything with that attribute, and then till the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with the attribute, which is fantastic news if you're playing a deck with access to Reproducus, which makes attributes mutable.
Yeah. Of course, why is he banishing it, though? Does he have some way to, like, get it back, or...?
Well, you'll notice this card can't be normal summoned or set. So if we fire off the Chaos...
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's very silly. All right,
Thinking
says,
more moves ahead.
I'll go for another nightmare. I'll just scoot through every nightmare here.
Another nightmare, please. Well, I just guess you got to go for the other infinite impermanence.
All right, so keep your zones handy, ladies and gentlemen.
The real question is, he's got that super poly set. Does he have any good targets? Because that's a masked hero, so he doesn't have access to a lot of the ones that are, an elemental hero plus another attribute.
I would imagine that they're on like, oh no, I just
Yeah.
sort of expected that they were playing like Starving Venom. Oh, they are playing Dragostapelia. So
Yeah, that's the only one. He's got a fusion and a dark, perhaps, so he can do something, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
yeah, that kind of necessitates the opponent finding exactly a way to make Titan, and it looks like they're not interested in it.
Yeah. I don't like where this is heading.
Looks like Avramax Titan. Oh, come on, you would be very happy with that.
And Avramax is, of course, a light monster, which means he can't make Dragostapelia with it.
Wow, and just going to combat says, no reason to dump anything further into this.
Yep, we're fine.
And then Damage Step will use the effect. That's going to be, what, 3k?
Always. Who needs honest? Avramax is his own honest.
And now that they have the capacity to send a card to the graveyard, they can fulfill the cost for Chaos Space, pitching a Thunder Dragon Dark to get a White Dragon Wyver Burster, and then activating Space in order to put back this Black Dragon Collapse Serpent that they banished earlier. See, it all came together.
Yep. I love it when a plan comes together. Of course, he drew the driver, which is probably the worst thing he could have drawn.
That's a classic right there.
Yeah.
So this hand is going to have to win. I mean, there's really no follow-up. Everything's banished. Nothing's recursive. But, I would still feel pretty good about it.
I'm trying to look at what the hero player has to stop Avramax, because that's the thing, is a lot of hero player, like, their toolboxes make big attack numbers for the most part.
So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Avramax specifically can be destroyed by the effect of Malicious Bane. So, I mean, that's going to have to do it.
I always forget. I thought Avramax couldn't be targeted or destroyed.
No,
he
not
just can't
that
be
good.
targeted. Okay.
All right, so we're going to go for Ferris. We're going to pitch Ferris to increase, and you may have seen this line before. Activate the effect of increase. Going to get Vion. Activate Vion's effect, sending Mali. Activate Vion's effect in order to add a copy of Poly to hand. Cross Crusader. Activate the effect of Cross Crusader. Bring back the Mali. And then activate the effect of Mali? I don't think that's how that works. No, use Cross Crusader to get a Dusted Gold. A Dusted Gold for Dark Calling, and Dark Calling to win the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless that driver is going to do a lot of work somehow.
Wow, this is just insult to injury. Going into Sunrise as well beforehand to get the Miracle Fusion. Firing off the Miracle Fusion, banishing the Vion and the copy of Liquid Soldier to make another Sunrise. Why even bother with Ab-Zero?
Yeah, he's just doing the wrestling moves. He's giving him the double Sunrise surprise.
And here comes Malicious Bane. Boys here. And then we'll chain Mask Change to go to Darklaw. Enjoy your
to
banished
make sure
Wyvern.
Everything is banished, yeah.
And that should be, if my math is correct, the end of the game. Hero will be moving on to finals.
They were the heroes we needed, apparently.
That's very silly. I did not think this deck was going to make it this far in a field full of Thunder Dragon. I just remember how miserable the old Thunder Dragon matchup was, but they had this little card called Thunder Dragon Colossus that really complicated things.
Yeah, it really I mean, the Dark Law, again, just did so much work. It's like, yeah, you want some of your cards banished some of the time, but you don't want all your cards banished all the time.
I can't believe, in the year of our Lord, 2020, Elemental Hero Darklaw still kicking ass and taking names. It's great!
I mean, when you ban everything good, yes.
Oh,
than
okay.
Cards from several years ago.
Hold up! Oh, man. Alright, that's going to be it from us. Next up is the final round. Who will be crowned king of the Redditors?
Non-metagame.
Yeah, king of the King of the Unwashed Masses on http://www.reddit.com. Folks, you can only find it here at http://www.youtube.com/mbtugio.
Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Comment if you like enthusiasm. If I see a lot, I'll be even more enthusiastic next time.
If you comment
the mic.
If you comment enough to get Hardleg to scream, I will have to purchase new headphones. So that's your incentive.
Yeah, do that.